co-host. We have a special guest on our show today in studio, Clark Ortiz, CEO Clubs Corp. That's Clubs, CLUBS.com. Clark, welcome to the show.
It's good to be here, Michael. Thank you.
All right, my pleasure. All right, Clark, you've recently been appointed CEO of ClubsCorp.com. Let's get a little background on you. I know there's at least 28 years in the media business, but there's more to you than that. Let's get a little background on you, and then let's dive right into what Clubs Corp does for people.
Okay, I started in broadcasting way back in the 70s, early 80s. We, as an FCC filer of applications for licenses of TV and radio stations. Throughout the 80s, 90s, began to build TV stations and radio stations throughout the country and the Caribbean.
I would say, Wolfman Jack is an old black pal of yours.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I told your engineer. I said, make me sound like Wolfman Jack.
Okay. All right, where'd you take it after that?
Well, from there, in the 90s, we began to network our stations to full broadcast TV networks. And we created the very first family Spanish television network in the country, which spun into the Spanish cable package as we know of it today. The network was called La Familia. It's still on cable. We sold it back in the mid-2000s, 2005. And today I've started a company called iPoint Television, which is an application media broadcaster through all the smart technologies. And we're on all the hand devices, tablets, and many of the TV sets and set-top boxes.
All right. I imagine you've got a big audience with that.
I have a strong audience. Very good. Very faithful. You know, what's beautiful about the new media, someone who finds you, they stay with you, and they follow you on your phone. I like to say this. I put a program. By the way, I gave you a movie to watch, and you too, and it's in your pocket.
Okay.
I gave you a movie in your pocket. It's free, and it's available right now.
All right. We'll be watching it. What does Clubs Corp do?
Clubs Corp is a business social club. We have lunch and dinner, and we bring together the entrepreneur with the investor.
Okay.
And we establish a platform, a social club where people can become a member. For free, you can log in to clubscorp.com,
right.
And for free, you can become a subscriber, a free subscription, and you can participate by RSVP to our lunch and dinner all over the country. We have charters all over the country, and every single week there's some type of meeting taking place.
I heard that you had something like 42 charters. Did I get that number right, or is there more?
Correct. It's solid charters, about 28 every month,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're north of 40 as we have different meetings. For instance, our Las Vegas may have a couple. Dallas, we have Dallas and Fort Worth. So they're, some counted as one, some others counted as two. So yeah, these and the charters consist of actual lunch or dinners at a 5-star location, a premium location, where only being a club member will allow you access to the dinners and the meals and participate. And then we have different businesses that come and present and talk to us.
And now Clubs Corp's been around for a little bit, right?
Yes, it sure has.
How long?
It's been longer than I know. I know over 10 years that I understand. Now the name Clubs Corp's been a few years,
right?
But before that it was called Fat Cats, which I really like that name, Fat Cats.
Yeah.
So, I think because my mom used to call me a fat cat.
Yeah. All right. So you take investors and companies that are looking for funding,
Correct.
and you put them together in a 5-star location that allows them to really, in an atmosphere, kind of get to know each other on a personal level rather than a conference where sometimes things can be a little bit more structured and a little less personal. Is that what I'm getting?
That's exactly right.
Okay.
One of the dangers of entering into business is lining yourself up with someone you really don't know.
Right.
Or are they real? Who are they? Et cetera, et cetera. Well, if they're a club member, we know who they are. Now, we're not putting a seal of approval saying, boy, this guy's solid. But we want to make sure if you know who they are and if you're in a place where you can socialize and get to know the person, then you feel comfortable whether you're going to make an investment in a company or you're a company looking for an investor.
With all these chapters around the country, you must have a massive deal flow.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of deals that do take place. So we just got finished with our very first annual CanX out of Las Vegas. And we presented at Tropicana. We had plenty of enrollees, and we had breakfast, we had lunch. It was an all-day event, which was phenomenal. And then after the event, then we went into CanX, where there was a lot of networking taking place with booths and so forth, political and business. So we can pull together thousands of people.
I'm looking at your website here, clubscorp.com, and you've got a bunch of different types of deals in there. What are the funding values range from the low end to the high end that generally people would come to try and get capital formation?
Yeah, typically someone will start in the area of $250,000.
Okay.
They're looking for how to raise seed money to start and launch their company or their idea, or they may have a little bit of traction, and they're looking for a bit more to take it to the next level, maybe $1 million, $1.5 million. And so, right, I'm not saying we're an entry level. We're actually a point of entry for anyone, depending where you may be. We had a group that came just this past, Mr. Lowry, who came this past Clubs Corp, and he presented this wonderful company, and he's raising $100 million for his project. So,
Right, Whole Life, I remember he was
Yeah.
on our show too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know what he's doing. He's really franchising the real estate industry, and that's a whole.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Yeah, it is. All right, the types of capital formation that happen at Clubs Corp, what are they?
Well, it really depends on the investor and the entrepreneur. The investor themselves, sometimes they want to set the pace and say, this is how we can invest.
Meaning, what I'm trying to ask, I guess I did. Let me ask the question differently. Is it angel funders only, or do they scale up all the way to full-blown investment banking companies?
Yes.
How does that work?
Both of those. It depends on the individual that comes. In our membership, there are some that are angel investors. For instance, myself, I really, when I got to know Clubs Corp, my interest is, maybe I'm interested in making some investments in some companies or help network with a few companies.
Do companies need cash flow to get into this project, or are they sometimes pre-cash flow?
They're pre-cash flow. Yeah, if they to be part of Clubs Corp, you just have to be you have to be either in business or a funder.
So these are brand new ideas that come to you all the time, is what I'm getting.
Well, we do get all the time brand new ideas, but most of our members are already in business.
Oh, okay. So they're in business. They've already got money flowing through the company. They're just looking to go to the next step.
Yeah.
Is that what I'm hearing?
It's true, but yes. It's all inclusive, so it's both these, even the startup. We have some that are looking for new ideas. We have retirees that they're retired and they're looking for that next deal to start, not so much to invest in, but they're looking at where is the demand.
So it's all over the board.
That's exactly right. It's a place to network with all types of businesses
Okay. All right.
or business opportunities, entry points.
Now you guys are starting a new project too. 3CI.
Correct.
What is it?
Okay, so 3CI, what we're in the process of doing is taking Clubs Corp to a next level. And 3CI is an entertainment company, which allows us to debut other companies, be able to build videos, we can social network market, teach the businessmen how to be able to communicate through social media, different types of tools that are available. And so 3CI will encompass the business link, together with communicating with the business to bring them to the next level towards marketing and advertising their company.
Oh, okay. So it sounds like there's also training involved in that, because you had mentioned that. So, so the CEOs can learn how to present themselves better.
Correct. We're going to provide voice training, communication. We have motivational speakers that will be coming. And we're going to add an element to our website, a subscription-based element, where all of our events will be broadcast online and available to the paying members. It's a $9.95 a month subscription service that's coming soon.
Okay. Now we've got less than a minute left on the broadcast. Real quick. Next event is when?
Next event is going to be the 10th next week at Magali's Italian restaurant over by Parks Mall.
Okay. All right, Clark. Let's take a little break, and we'll dive down deeper into what's on the next level for Clubs Corp. All right.
Perfect.
All right. We'll be right back with Clark Ortiz, CEO of ClubsCorp.com. You've been listening to Michael Yorba on the New Equity Network Show, 1160 AM KVCE, DFW's Business Authority. Sit tight. We'll be right back.
Clubs Corp, a unique platform that connects entrepreneurs who are seeking access to capital with registered dues-paying member investors, announces the upcoming Best in Class Luncheon. All Best in Class CEO luncheons and other Club Corp events are open to our members. To participate, become a member by signing up at www.clubscorp.com. That's www.clubscorp.com. To participate, become a member by signing up at www.clubscorp.com.
New Equity Network show. I'm Michael Yorba, your host. Thanks for joining us, broadcasting to you live on 1160 AM KVCE, DFW's Business Authority. We're talking with Clark Ortiz, CEO clubscorp.com. That's CLUBSCORP.com. And Clark, when we left off, we were just touching into the next level of Clubs Corp. You're expanding. Let's talk about that. Bring us on.
Yeah, the expansion to our website is we're adding an element mentioned briefly, the streaming media, direct communications. We have chapters around the country, 40 plus chapters that will have luncheons, dinners on a weekly or monthly basis. We're going to have different tutorials or a special guests who may want to talk about portfolios, wherever they may be. And we want to give the club member, an opportunity to log in and participate in any chapter virtually online. Mm-hmm. They'll be able to watch the event live and have access to our VOD content that we will be storing. So every chapter will be recorded, we'll be broadcasting live, video and audio, and the access to the club member would be immediate on their mobile device or on their computer.
When you say broadcast live, are you talking about having like interviews at the meetings, at the locations?
Correct. They'll have opportunities at our locations, at our chapter meetings. We may have 3 or 4 companies that'll present their company to our members.
Right.
We're going to broadcast and stream every one of those meetings. When someone presents, there's a Q&A.
Right.
And during the Q&A, we'll have cameras on space, and we'll along with that provide a Skype element, live broadcast through Skype, where someone on Skype can also ask questions virtually from around the world to that business.
Just going to go there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's a great element because around the world everybody loves to get in on the show. Okay, good, please.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. So the new 3CI. We're calling it 3CI because it's Clubs Corp Communications Inc. It's a whole lot easier saying 3CI. So we haven't quite built the brand, but it's burgeoning. It's just right at the very cuffs of it. And so that our new platform, which we're hoping to launch sometime in June,
right.
That all of our members, our present members that are part of Clubs Corp, are going to roll over to our platform. You still have a free element that's available, providing the very same services that we have right now, but with the paid element, where someone can go in there and say, I want to be part of taking advantage of all of what Clubs Corp has, to be able to help them in business, raise capital, or educate themselves.
Okay, so when you say educate themselves, does that mean that you also have mentors that you can provide to these companies that are looking for pockets of education for their company?
Definitely. We're talking to some great groups. Some motivational speakers that are going to be part of some personal relationships of mine that are, I don't want to say they're brands right now, but everybody knows who they are.
Okay.
And they want to be part of what we're doing at Clubs Corp. They're going to be part of that new 3CI that's coming.
This is a one-stop because you've got education, you've got promotion, and you've got capital formation.
Exactly.
And training.
And training, correct.
Okay. Now, from my understanding, you've got the chapters around the United States, and those are well intact. But you're also expanding outside of the borders.
Correct.
Talk to us about where you're going.
Well, presently we've moved beyond the United States of America Central, or the States. We are in the Caribbean, Bahamas. Now we're working on opening up chapters in Latin America. I talked to a group in Europe that's interested in being part of opening up some chapters in the UK, and then of course in some of the European nations. And so he's coming. We have a rep that's coming into town. We're going to be speaking about opening up more of an international platform. And then he has built his business relations in the Orient. So this is going to roll out I think it's going to be quick. I think probably faster than I even anticipate. But this next 12 months are going to be exciting for Clubs Corp.
I can see that iPoint is going to be a big help to rolling that out and gathering the audience faster. Talk to us about the link, the dovetail between iPoint and Clubs Corp.
Yeah. So iPoint is iPoint Global. And anyone can go on their mobile device and download a free application called iPoint Global. Mm-hmm. What iPoint Global is it's an a la carte cable service. It's a media company. Mm-hmm. Everyone pays $100+ for their cable service and with their trifecta, their telephone, their internet, and so forth. Right. But their television side, we see the advertisements of $20, which typically turns out to be about an $80, $90 price point without paying for the premium services. So what we've done with iPoint is we've created an a la carte service, understanding that's the direction the industry's taking. Mm-hmm. There's never been an a la carte service where I can say I want ESPN, I want Fox, I don't want Disney. And so you decide what your cable service is going to be like. So when you download the iPoint Global, you'll have access to all of the channels. They're free right now. And then we have other channels that are being added on, like ESPN will be a paid channel. You can go in there and just buy that one channel and watch it on iPoint. Not just on your mobile device. You watch it on your smart TV set, on your set-top boxes, and soon every single television, every single place there's a screen, you'll have access to iPoint television. It'll be available to you at will. And so our audience with iPoint, when we started iPoint, we started in the United States, but it was very slow to start because the internet was so slow. The industry has laws and rules here that were very difficult to get around. I spent 6 days, or I went to the UK for 6 days that turned into an 18-day trip. And I saw how they were so open to our platform. And it ended up, this was back in 2010, and it ended up opening up the world to us before the United States opened up to us. So our platform and presence is far greater outside of the United States than in the United States, even though in the US it's very strong. And so having a media company and a presence around the world, coming together and alongside Clubs Corp, working with Clubs Corp, we presently have the business relationships, we have funding institutions, we have individuals that are interested in being part of something like Clubs Corp. And so when Ben and I began to speak in line with what we would do together, it was really an easy fit. And I have to tell you, I wasn't the genius behind it. Ben actually saw it and communicated with me to see if I'd be interested in doing something with Clubs Corp. And when he basically pulled a veil over my eyes and pulled it away from my eyes, allowed me to see clearly what Clubs Corp could possibly be, together with a media company with iPoint Television, or leveraging iPoint Television audience, you know, this is going to be phenomenal for just about any business that has a solid company or a solid business plan, or investor that's looking for real companies to invest in. We have the best of all worlds right here.
I can see that this could really explode because there is a worldwide shortage of original content. All the content aggregators will be all over you trying to get their hands on this so they can say that they've got this stream of shows on your channel. Are you going to be, how are you branding the channel?
Okay, it's a very good question. And I got to tell you, I'm excited, about to jump out of my seat just by the statement that you made. Content providers, there's so many of them. They flooded YouTube with programs, and you got to weed through YouTube's billion shows that are in there to find something decent. So what we've done is we've created software, and we're calling Cable V2, and it's going to probably roll in a whole other brand. But it allows us to build a TV network through content that's readily available, using the laws and the rules that are based on those third-party companies. And so we've created, for instance, a network, a TV network.
Right.
And it took us a day and a half, 2 days to launch, an actual television network that's being rolled into the Clubs Corp brand. And this network is a full business network, and you can see it now on PubcosPicks.com. It's broadcasting 24/7. The content is readily available, and it's free to the consumer to use.
What's the brand name?
It's called Pubcos Picks.
Pubcos Picks.
Picks, P-I-X.
And that's the brand name for what's going on at the events with Clubs Corp, or is it something different?
No, what we've done is I own the brand called Pubcos,
right?
Which is, you know, if you say Pubcos, it's mine.
Right.
And so what we've done is, this was before Clubs Corp. We created this platform where different people with public companies, you want information about public companies, you go on there and search it. So we decided, seeing where Clubs Corp is going, where we're taking Clubs Corp, is there's going to be a merging of our Pubcos brand together with Clubs Corp. And so we built a TV network called, we're calling it right now Pubcos Picks. And it's a full linear 24/7 television network with content that's readily available all over the globe. We place it inside our playlist, and we place it in PubcosPicks.com. And within about a week or two, when the new website comes out, our television network is going to be built inside the ClubsCorp.com